Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today. My name is Jon Swan. I'm down from Dalton, New Hampshire, in the beautiful North Country. I have 10 minutes to talk about 5.5 years of fighting to save this beautiful lake. So, how many of you have heard about the effort to stop the landfill project in Dalton and Bethlehem next to Forest Lake in the state park? Great. Well, hopefully you'll learn a little bit more today. I do have a lot of slides. I will go through most of them, but I just wanted to show you some pictures to see the beauty of what we're fighting for in the heart of the North Country and our tourism and outdoor recreation industry for the state. Forest Lake State Park, one of the 10 original state parks. She's beautiful, isn't she? I mean, look at that. Can you imagine a landfill right next to that? Presidential mountains in the background. People get married on the state park beach, by the way. Again, our North Country tourism and outdoor economy is so crucial to the state. But look at that. That's the location where Casella wants to build a mega landfill. It's all forested. They've toned it down, though. It's not 180 acres now. It's down to 70 with 150 acres of forested land clear cut. So get a foot in the door. They've amended their permit application. That's where it is. Driveways in Bethlehem. Bethlehem has zoning. They also have a legal agreement from 2011 that prohibits landfill activity outside of their current operation in Bethlehem. They're trying to tell the state, and the state's going along with it, that that driveway is not part of the landfill. Can you get to the landfill without that driveway? No. So this is a picture, an aerial drone footage from the actual site, looking at the lake. That's now. That's if we lose. That's actually, I superimposed the NCS landfill on top of the viewscape that they provided in their first round of applications on what you would eventually see. They just used a green line, so I put the landfill up there. But would you bring your family to Forest Lake State Park with an active landfill next door? Monday through Saturday. Monday through Saturday. So a question. Who would site a garbage landfill next to a pristine lake and beloved state park? Answer is Casella Waste Systems, Rutland, Vermont. Why? Because in Bethlehem, the folks have fought for 30 years to stop it. They finally found a way. No more expansions. They'd had enough. 6 miles away. What is Casella going to leave behind for the town of Bethlehem? This is from the July 2024 groundwater monitoring report. 7 wells with new PFAS detections. A total of, I can't read my writing, I can't remember, 19 wells with PFAS detections. 7 exceeded the state level, the HEQS for PFOA, which EPA just deemed as a hazardous substance. And all those wells I circled in red, that's in the watershed of the Ammonoosuc River right there. I actually went into the river. I've tested 3 times. There's a little waterfall coming off. Tested for the same PFAS every time. DES won't even acknowledge it. This is the proposed site, and we have tested as property owners. We've been proactive. We've tested all around the lake and Alderbrook down here. No PFAS detections. Costs a lot of money to do. And then, in their new GSL application, they actually provided their own well testing for 21 wells, no PFAS detections. Our area is free and clear of PFAS that you can detect at this point anyway. We'd like to keep it that way. 2021 public rally for the wetlands permit application hearing. We had hundreds of people out front. We're fighting for the next generation, folks. We've had plenty of press. I'm hoping more and more of you will do some research and read up about this. This is an environmental justice issue. Dalton is a tiny, poor town. Believe me, I should have prefaced my presentation by stating that all of this is my opinion based on my research and experience, because I don't want to get sued a 3rd time by Casella. I'm in my 2nd lawsuit right now. Globe magazine, did a story on Dalton and what it's done to tiny Dalton. It's ugly. 2021, after the first round of permit applications for the wetlands application, we had a peaceful protest in front of DES. DES has not been our friend. Per the RSA, they had to, after a public hearing, they had to either approve or deny. They asked for an amended application from Casella. That's where we're at right now. Now we're in the round 2 of permitting. We've had great success in the legislature, in the House. Thank you, representatives who are here. Thank you, senators who have helped us. This was fantastic. We fell 5 votes short of overriding Governor Sununu's veto of our bill in 2022. 5 votes in the Senate. So we need to change the face of the Senate. This was a rally we held outside of Dalton in June before the Army Corps permit application meeting. And as you can see, those are my neighbors. Those are folks who traveled from south of the state. We've had overwhelming support in our opposition across the state. There's no public support. There was no one in front of this hearing saying, we want this landfill. It's a small, tiny group of people in Dalton. That's it. They want the property tax relief. They don't care about their neighbors. They don't care about what happens to tiny Whitefield, tiny Bethlehem, Carroll, Twin Mountain, or even the town of Littleton, where all the truck traffic will go through. And why should you care? Because guess what? Just like the NCS landfill I just showed you earlier in Bethlehem, with the widespread PFAS contamination, their leachate is very, very high in PFAS. And guess what? It's being trucked south to the different wastewater treatment plants, Concord, Franklin, Manchester, Allenstown. The facilities cannot remove the PFAS, and guess what? The effluent goes into the Merrimack River. That's why you should care. And GSL, we feel the leachate will be the Achilles heel because it has to be trucked. And they produced over 10 million gallons of leachate last year. And GSL is 2.5 times the permitted capacity for the current Bethlehem landfill. New Hampshire doesn't need the new landfill space. Where's it going to come from? It's going to come from out of state. It's going to be trucked south to north, and then the leachate's going to go north to south. And it's going to be huge. It's going to be multi-generational because Casella they haven't even bought the property yet. They have an option to purchase on 1,900 acres of land. Guess what? That's room for expansion. Right now they're talking about a 70-acre landfill. It's only going to be 18 years, they say. Right? Bethlehem has opposed expansion after expansion. This will be, when Casella's landfills close in other states, Vermont, Maine, they're going to look to Dalton and Bethlehem for this new landfill because this has the capacity. I've estimated, based on what they're seeking for capacity in their first round or first concept, this is a 111-year landfill. Do we want New Hampshire to become the dumping ground for our New England neighbors? No. So anyway, this is my website, saveforestlake.com. I have tons of documentation. How can you help? Send me an email. Follow us on Facebook, social media, Twitter. Get involved. We need Joyce Craig to be our next governor. And we need to change the face of the Senate. So please, these candidates here tonight, support them. And again, I appreciate your time. I have handouts I can put on the back table. And I'd like to introduce the next senator who's been very helpful in our fight and who I hope you send back to the Senate, Senator Rebecca Perkins-Quokka. Thank you.